What is kind of the feeling for you sitting here maybe compared to report day last year and just what it's been like the last 365 days?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a different feeling, just, with the position I'm in now versus last year. Last year I really didn't know what to expect. Obviously, it was my first fall camp. And, this year, I think the mission's a lot clearer for this team. And I think, I know spending more time around the guys, especially in offense, what I expect from them and what they expect from me every day. And I think that's huge coming into fall camp.
When you talk about like working with guys, communicating with guys, did you do anything a little different this year so you're on the same page?
I wouldn't necessarily say different. I would say just, spending more time around the guys, and seeing them in, these adverse situations when we're in really hard runs and that type of stuff, and you kind of get it, you can gauge, what you're going to get out of a guy versus a different guy, how they react to certain situations. And I think that as a leader and me stepping in a bigger role with that, I know what we need to get out of guys every single practice, and in order for us to be successful.
You said you might kind of use that and correlate it to how that could work in a game, like late in the game or something like that. Is that kind of what you mean there?
Maybe, yeah, a little bit. Maybe how certain guys, react to certain situations. Who I'm going to have to, maybe lean on a little bit more, and who I can trust and stuff like that. But, mostly, I think the biggest thing for us is just consistency with practice, and I think that because obviously that translates to games, and that'll help us be more consistent in games.
In Las Vegas, Coach Harsin kind of said it was like you were microwaved last year when they wanted to marinate you. Do you feel marinated now that you've had all this time to really absorb what's going on in the offense?
Yeah, I mean, marinated is kind of a funny word, but I definitely feel like I feel very comfortable with the offense. Last year, coming into fall camp, there was still a lot of stuff I didn't really know, and I don't think had a complete command of what the offense, what we were trying to do, and how Coach Harsin wants it operated. But I think I have a really good sense of that now, and I just got to keep working on that stuff.
How is your relationship with Zach Hill since he's been here, quarterback coach? How have you guys meshed personality-wise and coach-player-wise?
Great. Yeah, Coach Hill has been awesome ever since he's gotten here. This spring, obviously, we were kind of working together because he didn't, have necessarily know the offense as well, being a new guy. And, obviously he's a really smart football mind, and so it was just a lot of terminology stuff he was getting used to. But, we've been working, I've been talking to him a lot this summer. He's been really helpful with me and, the film room and stuff like that. And, I'm really excited to work with him more on the field this fall because I think he'll definitely help me with some stuff I'm working on mechanically and things like that.
And outside the usual suspects on offense, can you give me a name, maybe someone you expect something big out of this year?
We'll see, I guess. It's not. I don't really know any names right now. We're gonna have to see how guys work and in fall camp and how they handle certain situations. And I think Cedric Wilson will be a guy for sure that'll come in and have an impact, obviously. And maybe one of the freshman receivers, maybe coming in and they could have an impact as well. And all of our receivers actually have this summer, I think, have taken a huge step up. But you don't know until you get in pads how, and you're in day 12 of fall camp. Who's gonna bear down, focus, and have good intensity.
Spring, you said about how your dad kind of mentioned growing up, prepare like a pro. And a lot of people, they talk about your ability to kind of step in and be successful early was your preparation. Where did that stem from, and why is that so important to you? And how early did that get ingrained in you?
I think from a pretty young age, I've always just preparation has been a huge part of my athletic career in any sport, I think. And my dad's just ingrained that in me from a young age, and I think that's been huge for me, being able to come in and play last year, at all. The preparation I put in was huge for that. But, I'm obviously still got to continue to do that, and I think I can get better at that always as well.
When you look at your films last year,
Go ahead.
when you look at your films last year, because Coach said you spent a lot of time looking at it,
Hmm.
where do you think you want to get the most improved? Are there a couple things you thought over the summer that you really needed to work on?
Yeah, I think pocket awareness for sure. You know, just knowing when I can step up more and when I can just kind of, you know, sit back there and our interior guys can hold the line a little bit better. But you know, I think another thing too is obviously the deep balls, and you know, with Cedric now too being another deep threat, you know, we got guys that can make plays and are going to be able to get open, and so and a lot of that was just, you know, working timing as well, getting with the guys this summer, you know, making sure that we know how we're maybe throwing a fade versus, you know, press coverage versus off coverage and that type of stuff. So, and then mechanically, you know, just some little things here and there.
Kind of a two-parter here, but probably weren't thinking about it last year at the time, but did you find yourself as, you know, a true freshman kind of trying to blend in, and now that you're a starting quarterback, do you kind of feel that taking that leadership role? I mean, how different do things feel?
Yeah, they feel a lot different. You know, like I said last year, I was just kind of feeling my way into fall camp, and you know, really didn't know what to expect. And you know, now that I'm in the position that I am, you know, I think I've definitely had to step up and take a bigger leadership role this year. You know, I think, you know, I've learned to be more vocal as well. You know, like how Tanner was talking about leading by example. You know, I gotta learn to be more vocal and, you know, tell guys when, you know, something's not right and that's not our standard, and so everybody's on the same page with what we're trying to do.
What'd you make of Finley transferring? And obviously you guys were close, I know, and even in the spring they tried to kind of keep this competition going. But what did we haven't talked to you since then? So I'm just curious your thoughts on him deciding to transfer.
Yeah, you know, and wish him the best. Obviously, you know, I still talk to him every now and then, and I think he, you know, he had to do what was best for him, and I think that he thought that was the best situation for him. And you know, obviously, I'm wishing the best for him and hoping he'll have a good career there as well.
What was your reaction to the news about Kellen Moore as to someone that, you know, is in the same position, same team as he was?
Yeah, you know, I was crushed for Kellen. You know, it's obviously a tough situation, and he's been a guy that, you know, has been very good to me ever since I've gotten here. You know, helping me out, and you know, has brought me up to his camp the last couple of years, and so. You know, obviously I feel for him. That's a tough situation.
Carson said you've changed physically this year. How much bigger did you get in the weight room? Did you get just heavier? Is that
Yeah,
the game?
I think a little. I put on probably about 5 pounds, but I think the biggest change was muscle mass. I dropped about 4% in body fat, and I think that has helped me with you know, just my overall stamina and stuff like that. And I think my core has gotten a lot better too. You know, working some different pocket stuff, doing a lot of different drills that we've been doing, and you know, just obviously workouts are you're naturally gonna get in better shape.
With Thomas last year, how much did he impress you, and I mean, how much did he help you lead you to the success that you had?
He was huge, you know, just being an experienced guy, and you know, I think obviously a model for what, you know, we want this offense to look like on a day-to-day basis. You know, just brings it every single day, brings focus every single day, and brings intensity, and you know, brings a good attitude to, you know, work every single day. And that's what I think we need more guys to do this fall for sure. And I think I've seen that through these summer workouts.
What do you make of your offensive line? What do you think of the group there? And we saw on the depth chart Mason's at least listed as starter at center. Not, fans don't know much about him, but how's your kind of relationship with him? And what do you think of your group up front?
Yeah, I think, you know, we got a lot of depth up front. I think we got about 8 or 9 guys that can, you know, play and make an impact, and I feel really good about that position. I think we got a lot of experience, and you know, it doesn't really matter to me who's playing where. I think, you know, they work as a unit, obviously, you know, figuring out protections and figuring out things in the run game, and you know, I think that unit has been really, really good this summer and has taken a big step, you know, as far as, you know, helping me out a little bit too, maybe seeing some stuff in the protection game that I can help out with.
You still live with Jeremy, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
What does he do to kind of get himself in the physical shape that he's in? And talking with some of the coaches, I mean, he goes to great lengths to take many days off, but truly loves it all. Yeah,
you know, he's a workhorse for sure. I think him and Jabril both, you know, they're always working out together, and you know, the guy's just really focused, you know, and he takes, like I say, he takes a business mentality to this, and you know, he doesn't take days off and takes care of his body, eats right, and you know, that rubbed off on me as well. You know, just taking that extra step, you know, get your body prepared for the season.
What do you want to see the offense accomplish the next month? What are kind of the goals for this group getting ready for the Louisiana game?
Consistency for sure in practice. You know, just I like to see, you know, everybody just, you know, bringing it every single day, having a good focus, and I think you know, Coach Harsin, you know, we just had an offensive meeting here about an hour ago, and talking about, you know, being physical, and that's the one emphasis we had this going into fall camp, and that got me fired up, man. Like, you know, we want to be physical. We want to be the most physical offense in the country. You know, X's and O's, you can dial up so much stuff, but at the end of the day, you got to be physical up front, and you got to be physical on the perimeter to win games.
What do you think the most important trait is right now to be a successful quarterback in college, especially Boise State, but maybe elsewhere? You know, see the game kind of changing a bit. What do you think the most important part is?
To be honest, I think it'd be just to, you know, have a short memory, you know, because things are going to happen, you know, and plays are going to be, you know, maybe a ball's tipped, and I mean, necessarily wasn't the, you know, the quarterback's fault, or, you know, you get sacked or whatever. You're on the road and you're in a tough environment, and you got to be able to, you know, get everybody calmed down and you know, be able to play at a high level consistently every single week. And I think that comes with having a short memory and, you know, knowing that when stuff, you know, when it gets rough out there, you got to be able to, you know, helm everything back in and just, you know, stay the course and be able to play well on a consistent basis.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Brett.
Appreciate it.